Hey guys, I'm here outside of Running with Scissors Studio as you can see, only peaceful protesting is going on here on a very beautiful Tucson, Arizona afternoon. Lots of parents are really upset with all the violence in today's video games, and because of this, we have to say our strongest words and make sure we speak up because, as you know, silence is violence. By staying silent on this very important issue, you are basically condoning the deaths of millions by saying that it's okay to have violent video games.
To other news, the opening of Good
Don't worry guys, I'll take it from here. It's your boy King Jiffy Coats, and we're back with another fun little deep dive into an indie game you've never heard of. And if you have two brain cells to rub together, you probably already figured out what the name's called. It's called Protestal. Now, I usually don't cover games that are demo phase. It's just something I don't do for my mainline videos, but there's something special about this, and I really want it to be known how incredibly interesting this game is. Now, before we get too far into the bussy of what this game ends up becoming, I do want to say that I did reach out to the developer to try to interview him to maybe get some idea when this game was going to get a full release. He did not respond back to me, which makes sense.
Isn't this the developer of the game you called the worst Postal game of all time?
No, I just said it sucks. I'm sure that there's some shovelware out there that has the Postal dude's nutsack as the whole playable protagonist, and it's not fun at all.
Oh, look at you, splitting hairs, you fat diarrhea drinker.
Yeah, well, I hate games that are made by EA all the time.
Yeah, and have you had any conversations with anybody that works at EA?
Holy shit, Cortana, you actually said something of value.
I know, I'm always saying stuff that has more value than your entire channel. Until next time, toodles, you fat fuck.
Other than the unnecessarily rude send-off, I do agree with her point. Just because I didn't like his last game and we had an unfortunate interaction in the comment section does not mean that I'm going into his next game with like a sourpuss mentality. I went into this game completely open-minded. To be honest, that is exactly how I feel like every person who is doing what I'm doing should do with every game. And I have to say that the moment I started this game up with the idea of being the protesters in a Postal game, it's just an incredible setup. I also like the choice of being able to choose between three playable protagonists. Now, when you actually play the game, it doesn't really change much in terms of the story or what levels are progressed and how they're progressed. The only real difference is which bathroom you can use. If you're a man, you can use a male bathroom. If you're a woman, you can use a female bathroom. If you're the non-binary person, you can use whatever the fucking bathroom you want. You can just kick down those stalls and pee on everybody's faces. One thing that tickled my penis right out of the gate was the fact that the leader of this protest group that is extremely violent is Hassan. Old Hassan Piker, Hummus Pickles himself. Now, I don't know if the dev did this on purpose or if this is just something I'm pulling from his artwork. I do like the fact that he makes sure to tell you not to kill innocent people because it would make the movement look bad. Not that it's bad to kill innocent people in general. I don't know, it's something to chew on, something to shove up your ass and make nice and warm and cozy and really think about. Now, I usually try to keep my video game and drama videos separate, but this is just one of those nice little coinkydinks that I thought was fucking hilarious. Another thing that I really enjoy about this entire experience is the artwork itself. It's very, very inspired by South Park. It's like if they tried to make a South Park game that was exclusive to the Wii, where you could use your little fucking Wii avatar. Instead of playing tennis, you're throwing Mr. Hanky at each other and getting covered in shit. Now, if I had to levy any gripes at this first section, one of the big ones would be when you actually go to the little room where you buy your weapons. It's cool that you do have a multitude of different options you can go with. Now, the best one, in my opinion, is the pistol, shotgun, shield, and then energy drink. You can buy all four of those things. If you buy the AK, you really can only buy the machine gun and the armor, but that's about it. You're kind of fucked otherwise. But it would have been nice if after you bought those weapons, you then got the option to just kill everybody in this building. I just think that would have been really, really funny to do, especially after being told that killing innocent people really hurts the movement, but then go and just kill them anyway. Just go full Postal. Just say fuck you to the game. That even though this is kind of Postal from a different direction, being that you're a protester, the fact that it's still a Postal game at its core, I don't know. It would have been really nice to do that. Now, if you're not a loser who doesn't spend time making out with his mom's corpse, you probably have gone out and played the Postal game, so you understand what the protesters do in every single one of the games, and that's basically come after you and try to kill you, the way that most protesters should do, because the resistance isn't perfect, guys. And god damn it, we have ourselves a righteous ass cause here. We have to get rid of these developers that are trying to corrupt our beautiful youth with horrible, atrocious video games. You're telling me that we're just going to allow video game violence in today's society? Not only is it misogynistic, not only is it racist, probably, it's basically the most awful thing to ever hit society ever. I mean, we should just remove all action movies. We should get rid of all video games that even have, like, a bonking bat. If you, Mario, when he jumps on those goddamn gnome fucking troll things, you better believe that we're gonna be kicking that shit out of this world. What, do we want some kid playing Mario? What the fuck? You want him to turn into an absolute monster? You want him to be basically the next Chris Chan? I mean, that dude had sex with his own mom. What in the absolute goat nipples could the FBI want from me now, boys?
Everybody knows that Chris Chan was a Sonic fan.
No corrections on the mom fucking, just the video game?
Listen, I'm not touching that with the 10-foot pole. I gotta get out of here, compadre.
Anyway, after killing 2 of the developers you are caught up with by the police and they throw you in jail, what a cringe thing to do. And you do get this really cool moment where you get some matches that you actually have to throw up at the fire alarm, and I think it's a really cool moment. There's a lot of really good moments in this game. A lot of nods to Postal that I think are really well done. Not only that, I think the voice acting of at least the male character is 100% probably the best Rick Hunter impression I've heard in a while. It's just really well done. I keep kind of reiterating myself, and I feel like I have to, because this is something that I want to see more of. I really like the idea that it has the moment from Postal 2 where you kind of set off the alarms and open up all the cell blocks, but it also kind of takes a nod at that, like, how would you know that this is in the game? Oh, you've played Postal 2, you fucking weirdo? Oh, you did it for research. Okay, we're gonna have to take some absolute peaceful action against this fucking protester right here because they're secretly a Postal fan. I don't know, stuff like that really got my nipples super hard, and that's the type of shit I'm here for. I mean, I consistently was applying pregnancy nipple butter. You know that thing that when women have the babies that suck on their boobs? I don't know why they do that, like so the baby can live or some gay shit like that. But yeah, they had to keep their nipples from chapping and bleeding. And I was doing that same shit to mine, dude. I was just constantly reapplying. It was great. I was having so much fun. This whole jail sequence and even the bar sequence. When I saw the bar sequence, I was like, it's kind of simple, kind of vague. But the fact that I could go up on top of the stairs and shoot the piano player and he would instantly stop the game music, that was incredible. I liked the little eye of detail there. I think if I had one gripe about anything when it came to the combat of this, it's the fact that all the enemies are hit scanners. Obviously not the ones with batons, that would just be retarded, but like the fact that the ones with guns are all hit scanners and they don't have a muzzle flash to even show that they're shooting, it kind of bothered me a little bit. It was something that I think that if the dev watches this video, which I don't know if he will or not, but if he watches it, it's something I think I would like him to add, or maybe on his next game, add in something that shows me what direction these motherfuckers are firing from. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not like his last game where it was just like layers of fog and then a bunch of enemies where you couldn't see them and you just fucking died randomly. This isn't that bad. I'm not gonna say it's like that because overall I think this is a much better designed game. The level design and level layout I think is really, really good. It's something that is such a big improvement over his last iteration that I have to glaze the funk out of it. Dude, I'm sitting here bukkake my own face over how much fun I had in this experience, but I do think that it is something he needs to work on, whether he needs to decide to just stop making all the enemies hit scanners and start making them actually have projectiles, or maybe add something that shows what direction the pain is happening from. That would be nice instead of just a flash on screen of a color. I don't know. I might be out of my element here, or I might be being too nitpicky. It's just something that consistently irritated me. But this is a minor gripe over an overwhelmingly overwhelmingly positive review, I think, because again, this is just such a fun experience. And on top of that, the fact that it's a parody and they went with kind of the South Park styled like NPCs and enemies, it just works so fucking well, dude. It just feels like I'm playing a parody of Postal, which Postal's like a parody of like the society and fucking Grand Theft Auto. So the fact that I get this parody on top of a parody, which is exactly what South Park feels like, it's incredible that he was able to pull that out of this experience. And I hope when he decides to work on this game again and when he actually finishes it, when we do play through the 3 different playable characters, we kind of get to see the different perspectives of everybody and kind of get to go through maybe different versions of how the game goes out. Because right now what you're getting is just who can open certain bathroom doors, and I think that's a little bit underwhelming, especially for replayability factor. When I first saw the fact that there's 3 different characters, I was really excited because I thought there was going to be 3 different play styles, and there kind of is. I mean, they do specialize in what type of weapons they're supposed to use. When it comes to the guy, his main weapon that he's supposed to be good with is the AK, which in my opinion is the weakest weapon in the game. Not weak in the fact that it doesn't fucking do its job. It's more weak in the design philosophy way, I guess. I mean, when you look at it, it takes quite a few rounds to kill the guys that you're shooting at, which is absolutely fine because it takes more than one clit slap to make a girl come. Where the big issue comes from is at the beginning of the game when you're kind of choosing your weapons, it should be you can pick an AK and a pistol or an AK and a shotgun, or if you just want it to be one weapon, make all the weapons a little bit more powerful, and each character, when you choose that character, that weapon is just marginally more powerful so you don't ever run out of ammo. Because the way it sits currently, when you decide to go with the AK, you're kind of put in this tough position because you can't also buy a pistol. Now, I do think that there is a place that you can pick up a pistol. I just missed it on my first playthrough with the AK. It's still the fact that you can miss it and then you run out of ammo and then you're just kind of trying to hide from these hit scan guys while you're sitting there with a fucking baton up your ass. It just kind of puts you in this unfortunate position when I don't think that the gun itself is that bad. I really wish they would have just gone with more of the, oh, you pick this character, they get this gun, and this is how you progress throughout the rest of the campaign, or the fact that you always get a sidearm. I think that would have been a better choice. Then you can run around and spray and pray with the fucking AK until you run out of ammo, and then have to default to the pistol, or you can just plow people's fucking dicks in with the shotgun, and then when you run out of ammo, again, go back to the pistol. And for this being an Elmer Fudd fucking single shot shotgun, this thing is fucking amazing. Now, every time you're in the vicinity where you're close enough to somebody, you're going to take their entire personality out of their body. They are no longer a fucking violent video game lover. You have cured them of their illness, my friend. This thing fucking kicks ass. And the pistol, it works like a pistol. I'm not like in love with it, but I also think the design is really well done. I think that it does its job. I'm not like, it's basically your starting pistol. I don't know any other way to kind of lay this out for you. I'm just kind of laying my dick across your head and saying, look, it's a dick. Also want to give a big shout out to the developer here. He has done an incredible job. Now, if you want to see any of his work, he's got his YouTube channel tagged in my description below. I think he's done some incredible 3D modeling on an engine that's usually made for 2D modeling. So this is an incredibly impressive game for the engine he's working on. And I have to say that I had a really, really fun time with this demo. And to be honest, I hope he adds a ton more levels and stuff and makes this a full-fledged game, because I totally would play the fuck out of this, because I played this demo like 6 times for this video. I had an absolute blast just playing this bitch over and over again. I played as every single different character. I played with every single different gun. I just kept wanting to go through this over and over again, because this is just a bite-sized Postal experience, but through the eyes of a protester, and I think that's just such an incredible idea that really needs to be kind of highlighted and really fucking looked at, because it's genius. This is really genius in every way. I love the art style. I'm going to glaze the fuck out of this game. I had so much fun with it, even with my gripes, and you might think that I'm being a little fucking whiny bitch boy, and I'm sitting there while some girl in stilettos is stepping on my balls. I'm not, I promise. I'm actually being a Sigma Alpha Chad, and I'm fucking slapping some asses with a cat of 9 tails. But at the end of the day, I want you to know that this is something you need to go try. Go check out the itch.io. I left the QR code in the video. You can go back to that little section, you can scan it, and you can go fucking find this game. It's amazing. This is really fun. It's a great idea. It's just something that I can't believe and nobody had thought of previous to this, and I can't wait for him to add more levels and add more fucking like goofs and gaffs into this experience. It's really, really great. But that's all I got for you guys today. I'll catch you on the next one, and make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. I want to be the next biggest thing to ever fucking stick his dick on the internet.
I'm sorry, but this is a private party.
No problem. Here's an invitation.
So after I finished making this video, the developer ended up reaching out to me. As I stated earlier in the video, I had reached out to him on Discord to see if maybe he'd be willing to take a couple of questions pertaining to this game in particular. You see, I didn't want to get into the weeds of how we disagreed about his last project, The Postal Shoots Twice. I just knew that we had our differences and our different opinions on what we felt about that current project, and I felt like we wouldn't get anywhere if we just sat here and argued about a project that we had different opinions on. But he said he would do it, so I asked him 3 questions. The first one being how much time left in development. The second is the leader of the protesters, Hassan Piker. That one was just for me. I had a good feeling that it wasn't Hassan Piker, but if it would have been, that would have been amazing. The last one is any other Postal-esque projects in the works. For the first question, he said, I can't really say. I'm finishing it up in my free time. The whole game can be completed from start to end, but all that is left is to fill everything in: content, meshes, sounds, textures, etc. There will be 4 additional levels, 2 endings, more reasonable than TPST, that's the Postal Shoots Twice, and something to come. The latest demo version is available, that is on itch.io. It's pretty close to the final version. To the Hassan Piker question, he said, I honestly have no idea who that is, so yeah, that's not him. However, there are some characters that are based on my IRL friends, like Sasha and Jesse Kochan, another easy SPS developer, and Dasha Smith, Ivona. Sorry, I'm gonna mess these Russian names up. Well, I've only chosen the ones who knows a reference. Don't ask me, won't tell, haha. The third question, he says, I'm up to date on Postal 2 mods, that's for sure, but if we're talking about standalone games, well then, the Postal Shoots Twice sequel is planned. So I got some big news. We got a second Postal Shoots Twice. Who knows, maybe I'll love the second one. I was a little harsh on the first one, but the developer honestly seems like a pretty chill guy. But don't worry guys, I made sure to ask a follow-up question. I even did the quick follow-up question thing. I'm a real journalist now. Don't ever call me a journalist or I will poop on your mom's couch. But what I said was exactly just a quick follow-up question. I'm a little lost on the wording of your answer. You said that the game can be completed from start to finish, but you also said you're adding 4 more levels. Does that mean you're adding levels in between the levels that are already in the demo, or expanding past the current ending that will lead to an alternate ending? What he said was, I mean the game is in its current state can be completed from start to finish. Everything is already scripted, so what is left is to fill in with content and fix the known problems. 4 levels from the demo, plus 4 levels in the final version. Okay, cool. Last question, and mainly it's because it's my only gripe with the game. As for the flash effects on the enemy guns, is there a plan to add in more prominent effects or other features that would help a player identify who is currently firing at the player? I figured this was a very important question because this was an issue I had in both this game and his previous game he had worked on. I felt like his answer really sufficed and addressed the problem. He said, oh yeah, this is a problem mostly known for the restaurant level. Easy FPS isn't really supporting a damage flash thing, unfortunately, but I'm thinking of a way to make the enemies more noticeable. Just the fact that he is looking into ways to fix this problem, I think is really awesome, and I think that will make his gaming experiences really push to the next level. I did say in a kind of a send-off, this is definitely the level I was referring to. I figured the engine was the reason no flashing damage. I do think adding a muzzle flash would make a world of difference. I'm not going to pretend that it's easy or difficult to fix due to not having any development experience, but I do think it would help. He gave me a thumbs up, and that was the end of our interaction. And that, folks, is kind of just something I wanted to address at the end of the video. I feel like I can't just leave the video as is, saying that he never reached out to me, and then he did right before my video was about to drop. I figured it was really important for me to just go in, re-edit this, and then add this in. The guy seems like a really cool guy. I definitely think you should go check out his other projects. I really liked this project. I thought it was a really fun time. I liked the idea of being being put in the protesters' position. Honestly, I cannot wait for the entire game to be released. I want to see what this ends up being. It's honestly something that I will keep my eye on. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.